Starship Godzilla.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna start our review of Starship Godzilla, issue 1.
Yeah. I mean, the level of detail in the art for this comic is like crazy. Like some of these panels, like the city, even when you're on the ship, like you could just like look at the page and there's like all these tiny little details. Like in the city, there was like a little billboard with Manila on it, and like all these other things and like space writing. Really cool, like different little things to look at. It was like such a cool visual issue. I mean, all three comics in the Kai-sei series all have a different style of art, and I'm just really digging them.
Yeah, no, I do too. It's really kind of something, pretty cool. And I really do love the style of Starship Godzilla, because it's just very like 80s neon, cyberpunkish. Like,
yes,
if you handed me this comic and said when was this from, I would maybe say the early 90s. Like I like it's a very cool style, and the coloring is just very, very well done. It's an interesting story too, because it's there. We get the feeling that they're kind of like bounty hunters or bandits or looters or treasure hunters. That space cowboy type vibe.
Yes,
very Han Solo.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord, Yondu. They're like Ravagers, like.
Yeah, I would say it's a pretty good assumption. They're all in a crew, they're all together, but they're all kind of out for their own as well.
And like the interesting thing about this, so anyway, like we covered the opening here, when we did the New Heroes thing. There's this whole heist going down. We have this male, female character. We find out they're stealing eggs, and we kind of have this person back at the ship, talking to him. She's kind of like their eyes in the sky, and captain of the ship, Isla. And we didn't get their names, the male, female lead characters there in New Heroes, but once we get past the part in New Heroes when the Starship Mechagodizlla crashes through to rescue them, we learn that the male is Rohan, the other character is Ayan, I believe, Ayan.
I thought it was Anya.
Anya? No, it's Ayan.
Ayan?
Ayan?
No idea.
I would assume Ayan.
Yeah, maybe Ayan. That sounds like a future name.
Yeah. We learn that's their names on here. But I did not realize how massive the ship was. Like,
yeah, I thought it was going to be a crew of like 4 or 5. It's like
this thing is like a mobile city, it seems like. It's like, it's almost like a Star Destroyer from Star Wars. Like, it seems like really, really big.
Yeah, I'd say there's probably at least a crew of 100, if not more.
Like, I thought, like, Mechagodzilla, like, Mechagodzilla's big, but, like, we see, like, this cafeteria, and there's just, like that cafeteria panel. I'm looking at it right now. You got, like, 17 crew members there, plus like the cook, and like they're like just like there in the background. There's hallway scenes where they're just crew members poking their heads outdoors and stuff. Like, this ship is big, and like there's a scene where they're taking an elevator, and like this thing's just like going and going and going. Like, you're like,
yeah, no, it's really impressive how big they made this, and kind of makes me want to like really wonder like how, like, does this Starship Godzilla transform into a mecha? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it does look like, I think it's issue 3. The cover does look like it's upright, so maybe.
Okay.
I feel like I would assume it does.
I mean, I would hope, but it's like one of those things where like you're trying to think about it logically, and you're like, how does all that move?
Yeah.
Like, how does that all get rearranged when it's transforming?
Yeah.
But it's a really cool internal design. So anyway, they steal these kaiju eggs. They have a secret buyer on board. Well, it's not on board, but Ayan lets her cat nap on the eggs because of the incubator and accidentally leaves the door open. And one of the kaiju hatches. And there's a giant hole in the wall now.
And it's just...
And a missing kaiju.
And it's just... Whatever this kaiju is, it's just burning holes through the ship. And they're like, this thing can just, like, compromise the hull. And we all get sucked out into space. And,
yeah. They put everyone on lockdown. And they're like, we gotta find this kaiju. And this is where we kind of get a look at Lif, who... is funnily enough, because we're going to be also reviewing Here There Be Aliens in the same show, looks like a simian or a black hole alien.
Yeah.
From the Mechagodzilla movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was a really nice touch.
Yeah. And it's like a very diverse cast of like aliens that we're going to be having in here. He's like one of the first of many that we see on the crew. We also later see another one called Ickblob.
Yeah.
Ickblob, not Inkblob, Ickblob. But yeah, so he's in this hunt now for the kaiju. He's like ready to go rock and roll. And Ayan's like, we're not killing the thing. And she's like, it's just a baby. Like, we can't kill it. And Rohan's like, yeah, I agree. I don't want to kill it. But when they finally encounter it, this thing's like freaking out. And sure enough, it does blow a hole in the ship, but Isla is able to lock that part of the ship down, and the kaiju runs away, and now they're chasing it again, and now Rohan's like, all right, we gotta have to kill this thing, Ian. I'm sorry, I didn't want to have to, but we're gonna have to. So they're in pursuit of it again, and they're like, all right, let's try going down to this level. Lif thinks he saw it, so they start taking the elevator down. And Isla's like, it's in the cockpit area. And they're like, all right, we'll be right there. And Ayan stops the lift, runs out through like a ventilation shaft or something, and then tries to beat Rohan and Lif there so they don't kill it. She gets there. Ickblob is there. Isla's there. They're kind of hiding behind their chairs. And she manages to calm this kaiju down. And it kind of like reverts back into like...
It's smaller form.
It's smaller form. Like... When it was walking around the ship, it was pretty big, like the size of a horse. Like, really.
I would say
maybe
even
like bigger.
Horse to. I was gonna say horse to like lion size.
It was pretty.
Large animal.
It was a large animal, yeah.
And then now it's kind of like cat size.
Yeah. And it's like very like
cuddly and cute, and
I don't know.
No longer looks like a giant insect monster.
It kind of reminds me of.
It got the chibi eyes.
Yeah. I wouldn't even call it chibi eyes. It reminds me of those goldfish with the big eyes.
Yeah.
That's what it's got, really.
That's a good one.
And it's got like these like bulbous like growths down its back and like these like pink stingery thing on its tail. It's a weird alien looking kaiju, but like Dan said, the art in here is so cool. Ickblob looks like something out of like Rick and Morty or Solar Opposites. It's such a like random, like it's like this like almost like an amoeba kind of thing. It almost reminds me of like Dorgara from the Toho movies, that kaiju movie. It's like this like it's got the tentacles, but it looks like it's just got like a brain floating in the middle of it, but it's got eyes and maybe a nose.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see
but
in future issues.
Yeah, so it got like a little after thing after it's calmed down. And you got Isla and Rohan are in like the incubator room just drinking a beer, talking about it. And she's still shaking up from the kaiju encounter. So she's like, I figured out who your mystery buyer is. And Rohan's like, oh yeah, is that right? She's like, it was obvious really for that much. She's like, there's only one person it could be. And she goes, does Ayan know? And he goes, no. And she goes, oh good, because she'd be heartbroken if she knew. And then she gets up to look at the eggs. She's like, wow, these eggs are like really beautiful. And then Rohan goes, yeah, they are. And then he pulls out his pistol and shoots her. And that's the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought she was going to be like, she's like the pilot, it seems like. It seems like she's like the man in the van almost all the time. And then the next issue has like this old grandma looking lady on the cover that's got like goggles. She looks almost like a mechanic. I'm like, I wonder if she's gonna take over that job. And also has King Ghidorah on the cover.
Yeah, which is very interesting. I'm like,
Yeah.
we're getting a King Ghidorah drop this
So
early.
so the little sizzle tease for next issue there after this ends is saying that an object is they're going to like a pleasure planet where it's just like all gambling and economy built on high stakes, and we're gonna have our sort of pod race episode here. So
I was just gonna say, oh, this sounds very Last Jedi with the gambling planet. Now we're getting pod racing.
So it's not really a pod race. So what's gonna happen is an item gets shot into space, and there's a race. You gotta fly out to space, get it with your ship, and whoever gets back first wins. But that item isn't just any item; it's kaiju bait. So whatever kaiju appears, depending on the size, the bigger the kaiju, the bigger the payout. So I'm thinking King Ghidorah is going to be the kaiju that comes out from this bait. And they're going to be...
I thought you were going to say they shot out a Dorat.
Oh, that would be funny. But yeah, so I'm thinking King Ghidorah might be the kaiju that comes out for the bait.
Yeah.
And they're going to be running from King Ghidorah next issue. So that looks really cool. And
that's gonna be an interesting.
Yeah, then the cover for issue 3 looks like I said, the Mechagodzilla almost looks like it's standing. It's sort of like in a panel there. It's not like front and center. And then the other panel has like this like muzzled looking lizard kaiju. So we have a lot of different kaijus coming. I absolutely loved Oliver Ono's art for this. If you liked this, I would highly recommend reading the Godzilla Summer Camp graphic novel that came out last year. He did the art for that, so definitely pick that up if you're liking this art. And I'm really looking forward to more of this. This was really a fun one, and I can't say anything bad about any of these series so far. I've liked all of them, and they're all unique in their own way, from art to story. Really enjoying our first wave of the Kai-sei era here.
Yeah, no, it's been absolutely great, and I hope they keep it up. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
But we're going to be transitioning over to